before you start negotiating, this happens after you've been able to build rapport with clients, you've been able to sell value, understand the concept of emotional intelligence, mindset. You then get into the art and science of negotiations. There are lots of things that actually sales professionals need to be aware of before they actually can engage in a negotiation. And Samar, I've seen a lot of sales professionals end up leaving a negotiation thinking, man, I wish I would have, or I wish I could have done things a bit different. Tell us what stops sales professionals from really maximizing their negotiation effectiveness?
That's a very important question, Ramez. There is a big difference between knowing what to do
and doing what you know.
Yeah. So if I tell you planning and preparation is a very important step, you're going to come and say, yeah, I know that. But if I ask you, do you really spend time planning and preparation before a tough negotiation? And when was the last time you really sat down, you had a pen and paper and you wrote down your demands, you wrote down your strategy?
It's very rare.
Exactly. And this is a very important message for sales leaders and CEOs out there. Their team rarely prepare. 80% of success in negotiation is actually when a professional negotiator is either sitting in his office or at home. This is when your emotions are stabilized. You're not emotionally hijacked. So when you are
in the moment, the customer is demanding and you're like, I don't want to lose the deal, you could end up giving up a lot more than if you were prepared mentally to say, I'm expecting this scenario and here's how I'll handle it.
Absolutely, because if you are faced by a tough negotiator on the other side of the table and you're not prepared, you don't have your demands, your steps, then you're not going to be able to think in a clear way how to negotiate. So 80% is at home or in your office.
Samir, I have a lot of people that's a lot of time ask me this question, say, Ramez, you know what? I just want to say I respect the customer's time. I just want to, give them the final price and just get it over with. So instead of selling them from 100, they'll go to their full, let's say, potential of discount, and then guess what? The customer comes back and asks for more. Any insight on that?
Actually, I see this all the time. Salespeople, they instead of starting with their list price, they say, I'm going to give a discount straight away. What if the other person, your negotiation partner, is a tough negotiator and they ask you for more? Do you still have room to negotiate? Do you still have room to give any value to the customer? So it's one thing we're going to be talking about at Win 2024 is how you start by competing. You start showing your competitive advantage. You start with your list price, and then you negotiate, you cooperate while negotiation. And cooperation means I give you something while I take something in return. Many times we leave millions of dollars on the table without taking anything in return.
Most people might think I might want a yearly agreement, I might want cash upfront payments or less terms, but there is more than a dozen different demands that can bring you value that might not be costing the customer lots of money, that you're just simply leaving on a table. And we'll be discussing those at the upcoming seminar. So looking forward to seeing you there. The worst thing that can happen is you miss out on these ideas, and guess what? Your competitors do. So go ahead and reserve your spot right now. Seats are running low.